And we focused a lot about actually the scrapbooking pages, but there's more to it than that because you also talk about the embellishment. You're making little flowers or birds or butterflies, cupcakes. So, and one of the hot things that they're talking about, of course, are fancy squares. Like these types of things. This is from a company called McGill. But the new hot fancy thing are scallop circles.
Yeah, I know. I think that it's everything old is new again. We used to do scallop things.
Yep. Now, if you're wondering, because you're looking at all of these things, you're going, well, how do you do? I'm going to go ahead and show you this one right here. This one's Hello Kitty. This is the Fun in the Sun one. This is, of course, as you can imagine, one of my favorite press kits. But when you're scrapbooking, this one shows Hello Kitty. Now this actually works with a Sizzix and a Big Shot machine. So these machines, you help to do the stamp and you emboss them and you roll the thing over.
And not to take away from their cells, if you go get yourself a C-clamp, couple of pieces of wood, you put the one wood on top of your stamp, you put the material you want to stamp in there, another piece on the bottom.
He's bad, isn't he?
I know.
But here's the thing though, is you still need to have the stamp.
You need to add stamps.
You have to have the stamp.
But, being very creative. And like I said, I took lessons from a craft teacher who taught people, because he wanted other people to be craft teachers. That was his whole point.
Oh, was it?
So he would show people how you could get around, because basically I'm in the dark ages of school. So
well, you also don't always have the budget, or do you have...
We didn't have any budget for class departments.
Well, so part of it is you're using those embossing, but there's other ways that you can do it, because you can get a cutter. Remember, here's a company, it's Provo. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. This company, Udo, is part of Provo Craft. Guess where they're based out of?
Yeah, Provo.
No, Provo. Now, Provo Craft, you're going, what? Who is that? Well, remember those, is it Cricut? Does that name sound familiar to you? Cricut, when you're creating with Cricut?
Oh, I know. I've seen those things. I mean, they're expensive little beggars.
So you buy the machine and you buy basically the stamps, you put it in the machine and it cuts all the things out. So you can use something like a Cricut machine, or you could use something like a Boss Cut.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons I like this one is you can either get I think you can get the pre ones where you do the more manual one, or they actually have a machine where you can actually create the item.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not just working with licensed things. You get to create it, whatever you do, and you can cut it.
Yeah.
So they have one. There's also a company, Pazzles, that has one.
Wasn't there a company that lets you create it, they'd make it for you and then send it to you, and then you had your own stamp?
Oh, I don't know who does that.
I know, but you were talking to me about it. You could create. No, she was talking about one of the people she saw. Basically, would let you create your own stamp. They would make it for you, and then you would have it to put in the equipment.
Oh, I don't know.
I know, but it's there. It's so you don't know the name of the company.
With maybe Provo Craft, when they were doing for the T-shirts. If you create the designs and then you won, then they would create it for you.
Yeah.
Now, Boss Cut, their die cut machine, because they call it a personal die cutter, is actually pretty reasonable, because you can find it probably around the $500 to $600 mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then this other company called Pazzles was pretty cool too.
No, these are for serious people. Okay, like the ones that use looms to make rugs and stuff.
This is serious stuff.
If you're really into it, you put the money into it because you want the equipment, and the equipment will last for a long time.
Now this company, Provo Craft, this is actually who the bag is for. This Udo, the YUDU, is they came out with a silk screening machine. Now I've never done silk screening.
I have, yeah.
Before. So
I know it can be a very elaborate and a very messy thing, because if you do multiple colors, you have to have a different screen for each color, and you have to also make certain that you don't get any of the ink left on one to the other, and it's a process. This is supposed, actually I've seen this at work. It's sort of it's a smaller version of a commercial operation.
Yeah, it's small, it's easy, and it was pretty quick. They went through the entire process. But if you're into silk screening and you're thinking of getting one for yourself, this one is pretty reasonable.
Yep.
You may want to check it out. It's by a company called provocraft.com, and I actually do have video footage of how to make it. So check it out on our website, of course, montybubbles.net. Oh gosh, I feel like next thing. We did scrapbooking. You're probably wondering about this book, but this one, Artsylicious. It's actually by a company called, are you ready for this? Chatterbox. And I did meet actually the founder of Chatterbox. Oh, I actually found something else too. So anyway, they had really cool different things. This is a drawstring bag, so you can make these little cool fun books right here. Stitched felt, and their fabulous collection. Oh, look at this. This is the part when you buy a whole collection, you're thinking, oh, that's kind of expensive. But they have all these things, and they all kind of go together. So in this book, here's a fabulous collection. They have all these different papers and things that are all coordinated that go together with it. And this is really kind of funny. This is by a company called Chatterbox. Chatterbox. And they also do sell these gorgeous velvet boxes. Then this company right here, Paper House Productions. Look at this. This, as you can see, they're all travel inspired. So you buy these little paper things when you're traveling to add them to your pages.
And there's a method behind the madness of these boxes that may seem like they're ostentatious. It's so that you can find them when you put them in a closet.
Oh yeah. Well, the other part is this one right here is, it's the size so you put the scrapbook pages in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I do know that people, I remember my family, they would be doing things and they'd go looking, where did I put that? Because they'd turn it the opposite direction, the scrapbook the opposite way, and then we'd have to unload a closet to find it. Whereas these things make it real easy to find.
Okay.
So
Now.
it's not really an unnecessary expense, even though it might look like it. Just lose something once, then you'll realize.
Oh yeah, well, because a lot of the times the things with scrapbooking, these are small things. You want to put them in things that are protected, and you want to take care of
They do
them.
have an investment in a lot of these stencils and things.
Yeah.
To be honest, I used to keep my leather stuff from Tandy in briefcases.
Oh, you did?
So that I could go to the briefcase and get them out. You know, all of the stencils and all of the designs would be in one briefcase, and then the tools would all be in fishing tackle boxes.
Oh, let me show you something, because when it comes to home decor, oh, actually, I do have the stuff over here.
So,
Okay, we're going to go back over to home decor, because that's kind of like home decor.
yeah.
Okay. Now, when you look at all these different shapes and sizes, you can actually make wall art, and you can, make the sizes of wall art with them.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of cool. And pre-pasted. This is by a company, it's called Wally's Paper Cutouts. Now, aren't those gorgeous? Now, a lot of times people can use these to help decorate their homes.
Oh, this has been around from, from the dawn of man, where they would use these things to decorate the, your like they said, bedrooms. Liz, the people during the days of, the Renaissance period would roll these things around the top of their rooms.
I mean, because people used to buy wallpaper before, but now, this is hip in a hurry. This one was pretty cool, because you actually have all of these different graphics. You buy them in a kit, come in different shapes and sizes, and you just, look at this. That's why they call it hip in a hurry.
No, it's just a real smart idea. I mean,
Real smart.
it's inexpensive and not expensive. I mean, if I was going to use it in a room, I think what I would do first was I would put a washable paint on the walls so that I could clean the walls down and not have to take the stuff off.
But they make it really easy to do and lots of fun. So when it comes to crafting, flowers, actually you see lots and lots of flowers. This company right here, it's flower-soft.com, shows you floral card making. Here's actually a CD that you can go ahead and learn how to do it. So you can learn how to create 3D flowers, text and designs.